In the meantime, let me introduce myself. I'm Federico Drago from Trust IT Services. I'm representing EOSC Enhance, one of the projects working on the EOSC portal. And today, this is one of the meetings that we have planned to get in touch with the users of the EOSC Portal Catalogue and Marketplace, and to get feedback from them about what's good, what can be improved, what they're looking for in the portal. And we will do this with the team from CYFRONET, who's working on the user interface of the EOSC portal. So I'll just leave the floor to my colleague Bartosz Wilk, who will offer an overview of the latest improvements of the portal and the future plans. So Bartosz, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Federico. I will start with a short introduction. I'm Bartosz Wilk. I'm representing Academic Computer Center CYFRONET AGH in Kraków and EOSC Enhance project, in which we are developing functionalities towards the end users of the EOSC portal. I'll start with a short introduction to the functionalities of EOSC Marketplace for those of you who haven't been on board with these functionalities, and then I'll pass voice to Roksana, who will run a short session of questions and answers. So basically, as you probably know, EOSC Portal is a website that is available at eos-portal.eu address, and it allows you to go to the page and discover information about EOSC related activities, and especially today I will present you the functionalities towards the end users who are trying to browse the catalog of services and resources through the catalog and marketplace. So first set of functionalities that is available with the use of a catalog in marketplace is discovery of resources. We can navigate from the main portal page, the portal homepage, to the marketplace, and directly jump into a category of resources with the use of menus or iconography at the very first homepage. Once we enter the catalog and marketplace, we are able as users to search through the resources using sophisticated full text search methods, which will try to match the phrases in the various metadata of resources, such as titles, tagline, provider fields, or offer descriptions, and will allow us to use autocompletion to jump straight into the resource presentation pages. There are also available several categorization and filtering methods that you can use to effectively select the list of resources of your interest. And also the portal allows you to add several resources to the comparison tray and try to compare main characteristics of each resource in order to evaluate them, compare, and find it suitable for your use case. A slightly newer addition to the set of functionality is the provider presentation page that allows you to find out about characteristics of the provider. The layout of this page was composed in a way that brings to the front the most important information and gives the user access to the main set of metadata of provider records, such as coverage, geographical coverage of provider, contact addresses, website, and multimedia resources, as well as classification of the provider. It also allows the user to browse through the resources of this provider with the use of this big blue button. Also, it showcases the newly added resources. And the question is, how can we navigate to this page? We are able to select it on the list of resources with this field provided by in the result list of resources, as well as we can go to the resource presentation page and use this link under provided by field. Also, at the homepage of the EOSC portal, we can see the list of providers. At the homepage of EOSC Marketplace, we can see the list of providers, and we can select it from the resources in the EOSC Marketplace are represented with the provider with the resource description pages. That looks slightly similar to the provider presentation record. It allows us to go through the description, categorization, main links connected with the resource, documents that are linked by the provider, and analyze different resource or service offerings, select the one that suits our needs, get more information about the resource. There's a slight mistake in this slide, as there's another tab bar called Details that allows for a browse through more details of the resource. And there's also a possibility to ask a question to provider. And of course, last but not least, the big blue access button that will guide us through the access methods of this resource. Once we select this button, we are guided to the so-called resource access guide that allows us to select offers, and depending on the order type of the resource, see the access instructions connected with the type of the resource. So if the resource is available for ordering in the EOSC Marketplace, we will see a page like that. And then when we use this next button, we will be guided to the technical configuration of the ordering process, which will result in making an order for the team that is capable to provision the resource. In cases in which the resources are able to be ordered somewhere else, so on the provider's ordering platform, we are displayed with this beautiful rocket, and we are able to find out that we can go straight to the order website of the provider. A similar page is also displayed when we approach fully open access or open access resources. So basically, you get the point that we have 4 different accessing methods in the EOSC portal, and 4 different, and rather 3 different visualizations for that, and the type changes the behavior of the access guide. All of these resources can be added to the project, which I will describe when coming back to the user profile and user space. Here is how the sample technical configuration looks. For example, for EGI Cloud Compute, we are able to select number of CPU cores. For this resource order, amount of RAM per CPU core or local disk. Providers can define what type of parameters do they need to collect from the end users when they create offerings of the resources in the EOSC portal, and the users are filling this information while ordering. Another part of our or EOSC Portal Catalog and Marketplace functionalities is the user space. It is available at the top right corner with this link, My EOSC Marketplace. And the first functionality is the user profile, which allows to select categories of interests and scientific domains of interests and sign up for notifications when news services or resources are introduced in these categories. Another function in the user space of EOSC Catalog in Marketplace is the page dedicated to user projects. The project is basically a bag for resources that are used in a specific use case. As you can see in the project details at the bottom, we need to specify the reason to request access to the EOSC resources. Here it is not specified, but anyway, it gives the providers the possibility to analyze why we want to approach these resources. We can collect our resources and orders in these projects to monitor statuses of order delivery and to easily find our resources connected with our use case later. The projects panel can be also used to get in touch with EOSC Portal operations team, who can guide the users through the catalog of resources, who can try to advise on selection of infrastructure for the use case, and all the information included in the projects are passed to them while this conversation is happening. Once a project is registered, it's no longer needed to provide additional details with subsequent resource orders or adding another resources to the project. Once we make an order or add a resource to the project, we can also, as EOSC users, provide feedback about these resources with the use of the review or rating functionality. And this gives us a way to measure quality of the services delivered by the provider. It is also displayed, the rating is also displayed in the catalog of resources, and the users are able to filter resources with specific ratings from the end users. Another functionality and another set of functionalities are the ways that the EOSC Portal Catalog and Marketplace collects feedback. For example, for the newly added features, we developed a feature that allows to guide a new user, a newcomer, through newly developed feature. It displays several steps which highlights how the feature was developed, and at the end of the journey of the guide, the user is also able to rate a specific feature of EOSC Portal Catalog and Marketplace and provide additional feedback for the developers, as well as sign up for getting in touch in order to validate some additional development efforts while we are on the way to improve the designs of these features. There's also a general purpose feedback ribbon at the right side of the portal, not only in the catalog and marketplace, but also at the portal home and providers dashboard that users can use to provide general feedback about what they like and what needs to be improved. More information about that is available at the EOSC portal. Please visit the website and get in touch. So thank you for this. I will ask Roksana.
Thank you, Bartosz.
With the questions and answers, which will give us the possibility to know better how do you feel about the functionalities delivered with the EOSC Portal Catalog and Marketplace. Thank you.
Thank you, Bartosz. So before moving to Roksana, please take a look at the chat where we have just shared the Slido link on which we will do this polling. So let me give you the link here. Roksana, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. So as Bartek has already said, we are asking you very kindly to participate in the polls, as it will give us more insight about who are our users and where should we lead when designing our new functionalities, and to get the feedback about the functionalities already implemented. So Federico, if we can start the poll. Let's start light. Please tell your scientific domain. This is a multi-answer questions, so all scientific domains you are connected in your day life. Thank you very much. That was the first question. The second, when interested in EOSC, I might act as. EOSC user and I represent my own use cases. EOSC user, I represent use cases of a larger scientific group or community or project. EOSC user, somebody else represents my use cases. I act also and as a EOSC resource provider, EOSC policy maker, or EOSC funder. Thank you. And the next question. If you are acquainted with the EOSC portal, where did you find out about it? On the EOSC related websites, at a conference or a meeting. It was recommended to me by a colleague. I know it from an EOSC portal dedicated event. And the next question, we are ready for it. And this one is more specific and it scopes to EOSC Portal Marketplace. Have you used EOSC Portal Marketplace? Yes, I used it once and I only used it for a specific task. I used it once, it did not serve my needs, so I did not come back anymore. Yes, I have used EOSC Portal Marketplace more than once, or I have never used EOSC Portal Marketplace yet. Thank you very much. And the next question. This one is also about EOSC Marketplace function. It's about EOSC Marketplace functionalities. In my opinion, the set of EOSC Marketplace functionalities. EOSC Marketplace offers too many functionalities. I'm satisfied with the set of functionalities of the marketplace that the marketplace offers. The marketplace doesn't feature key functionalities I would expect to find in it. Thank you. And the next question. This is a question where we would ask you to fill in by yourself. It's an open question. If you find that Marketplace has some excessive or unnecessary functionalities, which functionalities, in your opinion, would that be? Thank you for the answer. Federico, so if we can. Thank you very much for all of your answers. The next answer is also next question is also an open question. Do you think that there are some functionalities missing in EOSC Marketplace that you would expect to find? Thank you for the answers. And now it's the next question. If you use the EOSC Marketplace for the sake of getting information on resources, has it happened to you that you, when looking for the resources, all information I was looking for was easy to find on the resource page? That's the first possible answer. The information I was looking for was not a part of the resource description. Marketplace provides the information I was looking for some resources, but the resource I was interested in didn't have enough data. And I struggled to find the information I needed due to unintuitive website design. And the last one means that the information was there, but it was hard to find for you. Do you remember which information that you were looking for was missing? And this is the next question. The location, country, and institute of the service providers are now available due to the resource provider presentation page. This one I hope will be targeted at more of you who are now participating in this Q&A webinar. So the marketplace functionalities I might be interested in. And this refers to the functionalities Bartosz has described during the presentation. EOSC resource discovery, so search and filtering mechanism. EOSC resource or EOSC provider information, because I'm interested in specific information about EOSC resources and providers. Resource access, because I want to be able to use the resources I found via EOSC Marketplace. Resource access provisioning. My use cases will require specific technical configuration and I need support in setting up the infrastructure. Service or resource on-demand access. I would be interested in service resource provisioning on demand. User space profile, because I want to be able to tell EOS who I am and I am offered because of that resources tailored to suit my needs. I would be interested in user space resources. I want to organize EOSC resources of interest in a dedicated space, namely the projects, and gain use case specific user support. And last but not least, user feedback mechanisms. I'm interested in co-creating EOSC so it suits my needs better. All of those functionalities might be of your interest because this is a multi-answer question. This is a follow-up question. What functionalities beyond the scope should be addressed in the evolution of EOSC Marketplace? And it's an open question.
Yes, this is the time when your ideas with the use of magic simply turn into functionalities of EOSC Marketplace.
And now we are very close to the end of the polls. Please rank EOSC Marketplace capabilities in terms of functional accuracy, starting with the one best fulfilling its aim. So you please drag the functionalities in the order you find appropriate for this question. Sorry. So this is where you can tell us if the functionalities that we have developed are developed in the right way or in the wrong way, if they serve their purpose or not. Thank you. And now rank the same functionalities, but in terms of the user experience, starting with the most enjoyable, intuitive to use. So are the functionalities or the sets of functionalities easy to use, enjoyable to use? Which one is the most enjoyable? Which one is the least? If EOSC Marketplace shows me resources based on my user profile, search history, history of resource access, etc., What header would I expect for such functionality? Suggested resources, recommended resources, chosen for you. And the last question, thank you for participation. I would be interested in meeting with EOSC Portal representatives to present my use case and expectations towards EOSC Marketplace so its future design recognizes my requirements and needs.
Okay, I would say we can close this question. The answer seems quite clear. Okay, so thank you very much for joining this polling session. So we will now move to the Q&A. We've already had some of them via the sli.do function here. So let's try and get some replies to them. The first one, a functionality that is missing, is a personalized dashboard that can be adapted by each user, gathering all relevant services for her, him, out of the full set. So I don't know, is it something that the work package is already addressing?
Yes, we are currently developing a simple favorites functionality. If it's what was intended by the author of the question, we are ready to finalize addressing this in near future.
Okay. In case anyone wants to ask for more specific questions to the team, is there a contact form they can use?
So yes, this is me, Fotis. Hi. You said, what was the term you used, Bartosz?
Favorites?
Favorites.
Or maybe I misunderstood the question, because maybe you were aiming towards a functionality that will recommend the user personalized view of the EOSC.
Yes. Offering. This comes together, but I think the first step is to be able to support a totally different view. I mean, personalized to each user. And then, of course, this can learn over the future with AI and recommending, you have used this, maybe you want to use this data set or this service and so on. But I think that, somehow more thematic and community-based approach with you know, with more relevant services for each type of user, and then, you know, at some point personalize so that the user can in fact select all the relevant services and, you know, open this dashboard every day so that she or he does her work using the portal. Because if the users don't use in their daily work the portal, then, you know, and they use their community or thematic or whatever other portal, then they won't be going through the, you know, EOSC, and the added value will be small. So I think this is a major point.
Thank you for that question. I think you gave us a really good insight on what would be needed and what would be functional, and an idea how to implement this. I have two good news for you. One is that currently we are finalizing the development of recommendation feature that will allow slightly different thing. It will compete with the search to find resources that are not specifically mentioned in the result set of search results, or in the search results set, but trying to use information about selections in the user profile and the usage of the portal, and comparison with the usage of other users, and trying to much better fit and suggest resources while a user is searching through the catalog. It does not exclude the search criteria, but it tries to polish the result set and suggests something maybe at the end of the list of returned results, but which can bring value to the user. This is the first part of the answer. And the second good news is that with the start of EOSC Future project, there's a big chunk of work package towards the end users devoted specifically to artificial intelligence and machine learning methods to compose personalized views of EOSC portal offering. So it will be developed further, and probably your idea and your vision how we can visualize this will help us to find a good solution for that.
Okay, thank you.
I would also add, if might, because I understand partly from for this insight that what you are talking about is also a part of our functionality called the Marketplace projects, which is a dedicated dashboard to organized resources of interest, have quick access to those resources, organize them in a functional in terms of your daily work. So this might be another place where those enhancements that you have mentioned might be taken into account. And another good news is that what Bartosz has said is like this automatic part of this requirement, but when it comes to user or not user oriented, but if you are the one to decide what is your resource of interest, then this dedicated dashboard would be the projects. And we also, in our roadmap, the enhancements in the project's functionality is also there. It's also in our roadmap.
Thank you. How did you call this this functionality again? I missed the word.
My projects, and it's available in the
yes, my projects. Yes, I have seen it. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so let's move to the next question, which was, it would be nice to be able to register resources to EOSC directly from a service catalog of a project. Who wants to pick this up?
I can pick this up. Hello, this is Mark van der Zanden, and I'm also involved in the onboarding process. This is already possible. Within the provider portal, an API is provided for the registration of resources directly into the provider portal. First, the provider has to be registered as a provider, and then the API is made accessible so that you can do automated registration. There's one catch. If you look at the service catalog of a project is mostly a temporary organization. While if you want to register a project, you also need to register a hosting legal entity who represents the project more on a legal basis. And if that is done, then and you have access to the provider portal, then you can automate the registration via the API.
Thank you, Mark. I think there's another one for you as well. I think you already replied in the chat, but let's just give a public answer as well. It will be better. So if an R&D project wants to include their project's result into the EOSC Marketplace, which are the conditions regarding TRL or technological aspects?
Yeah, I provided in the chat the link to the criteria, the maturity criteria on the TRL levels. If you read the TRL levels, then we consider TRL level 7, 8, and 9 as valid services to be onboarded within the catalog in the marketplace. The TRL levels, TRL level 7 is considered as a beta service, while 8 and 9 are considered production level services. And on the portal, on the provider documentation, you can see more specific requirements for discriminating between beta and production. And that is mostly how far you already have assessed, for example, the terms of conditions, access policies, to become more as a production level service. While in beta service is more that you have not yet clarified all these type of details on terms of use and access policies, but you are willing to offer a certain level of access to your service to further progress and test the service as is.
Thank you, Mark. So yes, in the chat you can find the link to what Mark has just explained. One last question from Slido, and then we have a couple in the chat as well. So where can we see the volume of activity going through the marketplace? Okay, so I'll take this one. If you're a provider and you want to see statistics for your resources, there's a dedicated provider dashboard for you. Simply go there and have a look at your statistics. If you're an executive user, so a user from EC, there's also there are also functionalities that allow such users to determine how the project is progressing and what is the volume of activity. But this requires a specific role in the EOSC portal to be able to access these statistics. Okay, thank you. So now let's go to the two questions we have now from NIFOS Europe in the chat. So there is the first one in which Dusan Vudragovic is saying that the community is typically using several different resources by creating a workflow of the resources. So instead of a resource, typically group of resources are requested by a single scientific project. Could this be supported by the portal? Okay, so request for group of resources, yes. So maybe I'll take this one because it's a continuation, and apparently we need to enhance the project's functionality because again, this is something assumed within this part of the system. So apart from or next to the functionality of putting different resources in one scientific scope, there is also a message going to EOSC experts, providers, etc., that if somebody puts resources in one project, it often is interpreted as a will to use them together.
and it can trigger several paths. One of them being resource providers talking with each other and checking if those resources are interoperable. A different thing is that in EOSC Future also the interoperability framework, this will be something that will be heavily worked on as well. So the interoperability will come out of the box, hopefully, at the end of the project. But yes, the purpose of the meaning of the resources being put in one marketplace project, it's that those resources will be used together. That's one thing. And the functionality to order them or to ask for the access to them at the same time is something that is also considered as a future functionality because it's not there. At the moment, you need to ask for the access separately for the resources. But there was also, there were several requests to consider the bulk ordering, and this is another one. So it's a valid one, apparently.
I would add maybe that resource composability is something that is very valuable from the EC point of view as well. So this is highlighted also in the EOSC Future project. But as Roksana said, the devil is in the details, and with the use of an interoperability framework and closely looking at the details of the resources and their interoperability, we will try to support as many composability use cases as we can to serve the best the purpose of the end users.
Okay, so well, we just have 1 minute before closing. So I think this last question from Nifos Europe is also interesting. So basically they're saying if we can expect developments in terms of supporting external catalogs by producing an open source, easy deployable portal or marketplace. Just this last question.
Yes, so basically EOSC Portal Marketplace has the feature of so-called white label functionality, and the source code can be downloaded and customized, and the customized instance can be deployed with, and there have been developed a framework to customize the branding, the look and feel of the marketplace. So if you find this feature interesting, I would recommend to get in touch with us and get some help in how to start the journey and how to set up your own instance. But it's doable. It shouldn't be complicated. We made pilot use cases of this functionality, so this can be showcased, and it's pretty easy to use.
Thank you very much. So I think we can conclude here. I think we've replied to all the questions in the chat and on Slido. Thanks everyone for joining. So you will find the recording and the slides of this meeting on the EOSC Portal website. I'm sorry, I think there's a new question as well. Oh no, there's an answer from Mark. So yes, so basically we will collect all of these questions and the answers, and we will prepare a brief report that you will find on the EOSC Portal website as well. So keep an eye on the website, keep an eye on the marketplace, and keep following the evolution of the EOSC Portal. Thank you.